France are still a machine. Spain are still alive because of clutch moments. England survived because Jude Bellingham refused to let them die. And Argentina reminded everybody that champions do not panic when the game gets ugly. That is your World Cup quarterfinal recap. 4 games, 4 different stories. Controversy, pressure, late goals, extra time, superstar moments, broken dreams, and teams who found a way when there was no room left for excuses. Let's start with France against Morocco. France won 2-0, but Morocco made them work for it. In the first half, France had controlled chances and even a penalty. Mbappe stepped up, but Bono saved it. That was the first big turning point of the game. The penalty call came after contact from Mazraoui on Mbappe. Morocco survived that moment, and for a while, it looked like their defensive wall could frustrate France again. But France are cold. France are patient. France do not always need to entertain you. They wait, they punish, and they move on. Mbappe made up for the missed penalty in the second half with a brilliant finish to make it 1-0. Then Ousmane Dembele added the second, and the game was done. The controversy was the penalty decision, the physical battle, and then the biggest worry for France, Mbappe leaving with an ankle issue. France won, but the question now is simple. How healthy is their biggest weapon? Flowers go to Bono for keeping Morocco alive early. Morocco for another proud tournament, and France for reaching another semi-final like a team that knows exactly how to win. Now Spain against Belgium. Spain won 2-1, and this was one of those games where control, patience and timing made the difference. Fabian Ruiz gave Spain the lead in the 30th minute. Belgium responded through Charles de Ketelaere in the 41st. At that point, Belgium looked alive. They had survived the first Spanish wave and found their moment. But Spain kept pushing. They kept moving the ball. They kept asking questions. And in the 88th minute, Mikel Merino became Spain's clutch king again. Late goal, big moment, semi-final ticket. The controversy here was not one crazy VAR decision. It was game management. Belgium lost Courtois to injury in the second half, and after that the game changed. Belgium will feel they had enough quality to take this deeper, but Spain was sharper in the decisive moments. Flowers go to Merino, because clutch players are not always the loudest names. Flowers go to Fabian Ruiz for setting the tone, and flowers go to Belgium too, because they fought. But at this level, fighting is not enough. You must finish the job. Then came Norway against England. This one had drama written all over it. Norway took the lead. England looked uncomfortable. Haaland was on the pitch. Norway believed. And for a while, it felt like another giant was about to fall. But then Jude Bellingham happened. He equalized before halftime, then scored again in extra time to send England to the semi-finals. England won 2-1, but let's be honest, this game will be remembered for the controversy. Norway felt robbed by key decisions. There was a huge debate around England's equalizer, with complaints that the ball may have hit a camera cable before the goal sequence. Norway also had a goal disallowed, and England had a penalty decision overturned. This was not just a football match. This was a referee and VAR storm. But even inside the storm, Bellingham was the difference. The biggest surprise was Haaland being quiet. Norway's dream was brave, but England's best player was bigger than the moment. Flowers go to Norway for the historic run. Flowers go to Bellingham for carrying England. And flowers go to England for surviving a game they did not fully control. Finally, Argentina against Switzerland. Argentina won 3-1 after extra time, but this was not easy. Alexis McAllister opened the scoring early with a header, and Argentina looked in control, but Switzerland refused to disappear. Danindoye equalized in the second half, and suddenly Argentina were in a fight. Then came the controversial moment. Bril Embolo was sent off after a second yellow for simulation. Switzerland were furious. Argentina smelled blood. The game went to extra time, and Argentina's depth took over. Julian Alvarez scored a beautiful curling goal to make it 2-1. Lautaro Martinez finished it late to make it 3-1. That is the difference between a good team and a champion team. Argentina suffered. Argentina adjusted. Argentina killed the game. Flowers go to McAllister, Julian Alvarez, and Lautaro. And flowers go to Switzerland too, because even with 10 men, they fought with pride. So what did these quarterfinals teach us? France are dangerous even when they are not perfect. Spain have control and clutch DNA. England have Jude Bellingham. And sometimes that is enough. Argentina still have the champions mentality. The biggest surprise was Norway pushing England that far. The biggest controversy was England against Norway. The biggest concern is Mbappe's ankle. And the biggest statement is this: Argentina and France are both in the semi-finals looking like teams built for the final. Now we have France against Spain, England against Argentina. 4 teams left, 1 trophy. And from here, every touch can become history. So tell me, who impressed you the most in the quarterfinals? France, Spain, England, or Argentina? And who deserves the biggest flowers? Mbappe, Merino, Bellingham, Julian Alvarez, or Morocco and Norway for their fight? Drop your answer in the comments.